Hi guys! Connecting the dots. It's something very important to do. And it is something that is actually pretty challenging. So remember we said we have three categories of people, right? We've got the people which are aware of the Great Reset, the people who are confused about what's happening, and the people which are basically unaware and walking in the plan of someone else. Among those three categories of people, these three market segments, right? The category which is confused and the category which is aware are constantly trying to connect the dots, basically, right? I've got this information here, I've got this information, but actually, I don't really see the link between those two pieces of information. And we're making this video because a lot of people arrive on Peopleizer and tell us, well, you help me to actually understand what's happening. You help me to connect the dots and stuff like that. And we think we should help more people to connect their dots, right? So, how to do that? You need to read a lot, right? And fine, you can read a lot, and then at some point, you will start understanding the relationship between A and B, right? Or you will hear someone or read something that actually tell you about the connection between A and B, so that it become obvious, and then once you understand these connections, like, oh, that makes sense, right? And you can connect actually more dots. So the Great Resetters, they basically try to mislead you by connecting the wrong dots. So for instance, they tell you that the source of inflation is the war between Ukraine and Russia, Russia being responsible for the inflation. So it's a connection of the wrong dots, the dots of inflation and the dots of the war, Russia, Ukraine. You can't connect that and put a causality between them. But they send you in the wrong direction on purpose so that you don't pay attention to actually what they are doing, right? I would take an example of two big dots that we connect and that people don't really see, right? So the Great Reset is a reset of the system, right? The system being everything around you, the economy, social aspect, cultural aspects, infrastructure, technologies. This is what we call the system, right? It's a reset of the system. There is the destruction of the economy. It's more or less visible to you, but from the moment where the price of house and flats are skyrocketing, you've got inflation, people are losing their job, you've got regulation which are pretty restrictive with lockdowns, you've got failure of supply chain, logistics. The system seems to go in the wrong direction. It seems to be collapsing. And this is not a coincidence at all. The best way to reset a system is actually to slow it down, to sabotage it so that you can implement your new system. It's exactly what they are doing. So the dots I'm trying to connect in your brain right now is destruction of the economy and reset of the system. This is because they want to Great Reset the system. It's driven basically by them that they sabotage the economy through policies, through policies, right? So all these policies and all what you experience as external impact, you lose your job, they force you with vaccination, they destroy the healthcare system, they censor information online. All this aim at destroying the system and for them so that they can implement their new system. It's a bit like a kid having a computer at home, and then this kid has been having the computer for a few years, and his friend has the new system, a new computer, right? Really small and fast, and he wants to get this new computer, but his parents bought him the last computer 3 years ago, right? So there's no reason to change it. It's working. So what does the kid do? The kid starts sabotaging his computer. He put a virus inside, whatever. The system slow down. The computer doesn't boot properly. Screen doesn't work. Oh, dad and mom, my computer is not working anymore. Could you please get me this new computer? Plus my friend has it. So this is a very simple example, but it should help you to understand the strategy. The strategy is exactly the same. The scale is totally different. We're talking about the Western systems, right? In terms of healthcare, in terms of social, political, economic, financial systems, right? But the thing is exactly the same. You should understand that the new system is already ready, right? So for instance, companies like Google, Microsoft have already worked on the new system. So this system is actually ready to be implemented. It's all about finding a reason to implement this new system. So here is an example, right? It's about connecting those two dots between the destruction of the system, the fact of sabotaging the system, and the reset. They try to get you to link the destruction of the system, all the problem of the system, to China, to Russia, to whoever is contesting what they are doing. This is the wrong connection. You don't want, you want to be aware of this wrong connection, the connection that they tell you for misleading you, and put the right connection. So connecting the dots, it's hard work. I would invite you to listen to expert people on the market, people who really spend their time strategizing, understanding what's happening. So for instance, all the experts around, not all, but some of the experts around asset allocation, right? So those are websites online, and there's people behind, like let's say for instance the International Mind of Doug Casey, right? So those people, because they advise very wealthy people on strategies from an asset perspective, asset allocation, money allocation, they have to understand what's happening to be able to advise people. And as they understand what's happening, they actually describe it to their audience, either for free or for paid services. But it is there that you actually listen to message where people connect the dots for you. You just need to listen to them and start understanding what they are talking about when they explain you why there is inflation in the system, why the mortgage rates are increasing, and what will be the impact. Of course, the Great Resetter will come with new excuses like mortgage rates are increasing because of this, and we need, because of the mortgage rate increase, we need to do this. These are the wrong bridge, right? This is the misleading connections. You want to find out what are the real connections. Basically, as you connect more and more dots, you'll be able to form in your mind a correct picture of what's happening. There's a lot of dots to connect. I would be focusing on the most important ones. For instance, why there was a plan of global vaccination. So again, another example of that connection is the strategy of Great Resetter to create the problem to the solution that they already have but need to put in place to implement and push their own interests, right? So the connection between the solution and the problem, the virus, the vaccination. They let you think that because there's the virus, the vaccination comes next. The thing is that in the reality, it's reverse. The thing was already ready as a strategy. You just need to implement the virus to put in place their solution. They mislead you constantly with the wrong dots. And it's funny because it's a pattern that we see over and over again. They reverse things. And actually, when you listen to them, you already have an hint that you should think about what is the reverse action that you should be doing, and usually it's the right action. That's it for this video. Feel free to comment, reach out to us. We'd love to know what you are thinking about this topic, because It's a very important topic for the people who are confused, and even the people which are aware are constantly trying to understand what's happening and how can we connect information in a better manner. Cheers, bye.